Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I figured let's do another tier list. I haven't done a ranking every song by band since the one I did on Sleep Token a little while back, and looking back, I think that video could have been a little bit better. So why not let's do another one, and we'll do it with Ghost. I originally was going to do Trivium because they're my all-time favorite band, but I realized Trivium has a fair amount of songs that I don't really ever listen to, so to do a complete ranking of their songs would be a little inconclusive. A little bit like, well, I'm not really sure because I haven't listened to the song in a while. But I listen to pretty much Ghost's entire discography pretty consistently, so I feel like I can rank all of their stuff. It was last modified August 9th. They haven't really put out anything since, as far as I remember. I don't think that they have. So I think the last thing they did was The Future is a Foreign Land off of the Right Here, Right Now soundtrack, which was a pretty fun track, but we're going to get more into that. I'm just checking their Spotify page just to make sure, yep, we're good. So, let's do this again. All the albums are also listed, so we'll do almost like a reprised album ranking too, because they're there, might as well. This is including everything, I believe, so yeah, let's get right into it. Deus Culpa, it's a D. Not really into it. It's a cool intro to set up Opus Eponymous, but I don't ever listen to it when I'm not listening to... I should rephrase that. I only listen to it when I'm listening to the whole album. I don't listen to it. It's not in my playlist or anything like that. Conclave con Dio, I probably said that wrong, but that's alright. I think A tier is pretty fair. That bass riff that kicks off the song is so good, and I was glad to hear this one live when they played it last year with Amon Amarth. Ritual is an S tier song. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that. It's one of the band's most iconic songs. The guitar, it's super fun to play on guitar. It's really fun to sing along to, and yeah, Elizabeth. I think that's also going to go in A tier. Pretty catchy. Again, very catchy guitar parts, super catchy chorus. Ghost are kind of like the kings of just having really catchy songs, so I'm going to try not to say that. Stand By Him, I think I would give Stand By Him a C. I think it's a little bit overrated. It is the first Ghost song I think Device Forge ever wrote, so it has some cool significance to the band, but they don't ever play it live anymore, and it's just not one of my favorites from the album. Satan Prayer, I like a little bit more, so we're going to throw that one in B, I would say. Death Knell, it's okay. Not one of my favorites. Same with Prime Mover. They're decent tracks, but, the thing with Opus Eponymous is that it does kind of fall flat after the first half, just a little bit, though. Genesis is a cool instrumental, so I'll put it in B. And their cover of Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, it's fine. I don't really ever listen to it, so I think we're going to put it in D. I think that's a little bit fair. Now we're on to the If You Have Ghosts EP. If You Have Ghosts, amazing cover song, originally by Rocky Erickson. It's S tier. It's one of my favorite Ghost cover songs. I regularly listen to it. It's really cool, especially the live version on the Right Here, Right Now soundtrack album. Especially where he gives the little speech about happiness and whatever, almost like a mental health speech a little bit. I think it's cool. It's a cool song. I'm a Marionette. It's probably, it's my least favorite on the EP. It's just not really into it. I wouldn't put an F because it's not a bad song. I don't think Ghost has any bad songs really, so that is what it is. Crucified by Army of Lovers. It's a pretty fun cover. I like it. We'll put it in B. And Waiting for the Night, I think originally by Depeche Mode. It's alright. A little bit of a slow burn track, but I'm not really that familiar with the original anyway, so whatever. On to Infestissimo. I feel like it's the most underrated Ghost album, because they only ever play Year Zero from it live anymore, and I think that sucks because this album has a lot of bangers. Title track Infestissimum, again, it's a cool intro, but I only ever listen to it when I'm listening to the full album, like on my listening to my vinyl copy or something like that. So yeah, don't really care about it. Peraspera Ad Inferi is amazing. Really awesome song. The guitar riffs are super cool. It's definitely extremely underrated in my opinion. I'm going to try to be more mindful about putting songs in S tier because if I'm not careful, half of these songs could end up in S tier if I could actually properly speak. Secular Haze is another really good song. Actually, I'll put it in B. I think that is a fair grade for it. Dilahar Megiddo, it's alright. I don't really need to hear him sing about sex stuff. It's not really for me. Gula's Zombie Queen is a cool track. It's grown on me a lot since I've first gotten into Ghost. I used to not really like it at all, but now I've kind of turned around on it and I actually really like it. But of course, Year Zero, absolute banger. I wish it wasn't the only song they still played live off of it, but I get why, because one, it's an amazing song, and that's kind of that. Body and Blood I really like as well. Definitely one of my favorite tracks off of Infestissimum. It's just got a really cool, actual, gothic satanic church kind of vibe, which I mean, Ghosts are trying to go for with their image, but I feel like music-wise, Body and Blood kind of is the epitome of that. Idolatrine, it's kind of like the most hated Ghost song, just because it's not really all that great. Depth of Satan's Eyes is actually a pretty cool deep cut. I like this song. It's got a cool riff, and nobody really talks about it anymore. Monstrance Clock, it's also good. I'll put it in B, but it was obviously a show closer for the longest time, but now they obviously close with Square Hammer. Rightfully so, I think. But yeah. La Mantra Mori is whatever. I get the whole point is that the song is supposed to be repeating, but yeah, I'm just not really super crazy into it. But concept-wise, it's a cool song. Spirit. Now, okay, this is where we get kind of iffy with Melior, because it is maybe my favorite Ghost album. It's either that and Impera. I flip-flop all the time. But Spirit, I will put Spirit in B. I'm glad they actually opened with a song rather than just an intro track, because 2 albums of that, it's not really the greatest. Actually, I think Melior is the only Ghost album that actually opens with the actual song and not an intro. Yeah, it is. From the Pinnacle to the Pit, S tier. Easy top 5 favorite Ghost songs of all time if I had to choose. Cerise, yeah, also going in S tier, I think. It's one of my favorite songs to play on guitar, and also one of the first Ghost songs I ever heard, so it does have some significance there, and it's just a badass song, and the subject matter is really cool, so, Smokes and Not Little, yeah, I don't ever, but like I said, I don't ever, actually, we're going to move all of the, yeah, I think that's fine. It's so short, and I just don't really see the point of it. I think it's a little overrated. Not an amazing song, but it's still good. I obviously wouldn't skip it, but yeah, no. Mummy Dust. I love Mummy Dust. I think we're gonna put it. Fuck it, we're gonna put it in S tier. I think that is one of the fairer things I could do to Mummy Dust. Such a fun song playing guitar. One of the few songs that Ghost actually plays in drop C, which for people who are not guitar nerds like me won't understand that, maybe, but it's a heavy ass song and I like it. And they play it live all the time and it's super cool. Majesty, I think, is really underrated. That song is awesome. The riff is so catchy. Really fun to play on guitar as well. Like, a lot of Ghost songs are super duper fun to play. Devil Church, kind of the same as. Actually, we'll put it in D because the band does play it whenever Tobias is switching costumes. So we'll give it credit for that. Absolution. Mm, I'll put it in A tier just because I think that the first half and the second half of the song sound way different from each other, and I wish they'd play that heavy riff a few more times, like the beginning riff, but it is what it is. It's still a fantastic song, so I'm not complaining, and I'm glad that when I saw them live, they played it with Monomarth last year on the Re-Imperator. I thought that was super sick. Deus in Absentia, cool way to close out the album, but the intro goes on for way too long. I'm not really into it. Zenith is an incredible song. Absolutely love it. I was so happy whenever it got re-released onto streaming with the 13 Commandments, like kind of digital greatest hits compilation thing. Because, I hate it when bands, it always seems to be when bands have either like a region exclusive track or they have like a bonus track that's exclusive to only like certain physical copies of albums. They always end up being just freaking amazing songs for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me in my head thinking like, oh, because the song isn't as easy to get to as other songs, I like it that much more. But like, Zenith is an absolute masterpiece, and it should have been on Meliora, but I don't know. It's a great song. And you know what? It's a little overplayed, but for a good reason, I think. Square Hammer is incredible. Don't mind it at all whenever it comes on. Now, I'm not as into the cover songs on this album. Nocturnal Me we'll put in. We'll put Nocturnal Me in. Actually, we'll put it in B. It's pretty cool. I Believe I don't ever really listen to. Same with Bible, not really into it. But Missionary Man, originally by the Eurythmics, is a super cool cover. I like that a lot. It's super kind of funky and groovy. It's neat. And I'm glad that they chose to cover a Eurythmics song that isn't the obvious choice, Sweet Dreams. But, I feel like Marilyn Manson also kind of has like the king of as like the best cover of that song. So, Ashes, don't ever listen to it unless it's with the album. Rats, super great song. It's going in S tier as well. I almost never skip it. Although the only gripe I have with the song is that the ending riff is so cool, and it's only in the outro. And the outro is super short. That's the only thing. Like the bump, 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 bump. Like that part of the song is so awesome, but it's like hardly ever there. It's just in the outro, and it's like I want more of that. If they just extended it by 20 more seconds, it'd be perfect. But Rats is still an incredible song anyway, so I think it's deserving of S tier. Faith, I'll put an A. Really catchy, really fun. Kind of obviously about the ex-band members of Ghost because of the whole lawsuit and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's what it is. See the Light, pretty underrated song. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about it, but it is cool. Miasma is a cool instrumental part. I'm actually going to put this in A, I think. The sax solo, pretty much just for that. It's so cool. And it was really cool because on the Imperator, when I saw them, they played Miasma, and they resurrected Papa Nile to do the saxophone solo, and they went to his old glass coffin thing as part of the act. It was funny. Dance Macabre, I'm going to put it in A tier just because I think it is probably one of the most overplayed Ghost songs of all time, but it is still catchy. It's still fun time. But yeah, it's not one of my favorites from Prequel. Pro Memoria is my least favorite song of Prequel. It's just kind of not really super crazy into it. Witch Image, though, is amazing. It is a super awesome song, and almost nobody talks about it. It's super fun to play on guitar, even the solo, especially the solo is pretty fun. It's kind of a weird solo, actually, but it's cool. Helvetis Fonster, I definitely did not say that right, but again, not really into it. It's the other instrumental track on the album, and I just think Miasma is way better. Life Eternal, I mean, Actually, we'll put it. Yeah, I think Life Eternal in C, I think, is fair. Now that I actually think about it, I don't think I've ever actually listened to the two Prequel covers, Avalanche and It's a Sin. We're gonna add another tier to we're gonna add a row below, and we're gonna say I don't know, because I don't know. Again, it's a case of these songs aren't the most available. They're not on streaming platforms. They're on YouTube, but like everything's on YouTube. And I know that you can get a 7-inch with some of the vinyl copies of Prequel that have these two songs on it. So I think that's cool, but I don't own this album on vinyl yet, so I don't have that. And knowing my luck, I'll probably get one of the copies of Prequel that doesn't have the extra 7-inch, so I don't have these two songs, but whatever. Not the end of the world. Kiss the Go-Go is overrated. I hate to say it, but it is the truth. I think I'll put it in C, just because it's not the worst song ever. And we'll put Mariana Cross in B, because it is overplayed at this point. But, I mean, it's a popular song. It's a good song. I wouldn't say it's bad or anything. I mean, obviously I'm putting it in B. But I don't want to be that guy and say, like, oh, it was cooler whenever people on TikTok didn't find out about it. But, like, that's kind of the case. Because, like, it went from, like, this kind of, like, more, honestly, kind of an obscure song, because it wasn't even the song they really promoted on the 7 Inches of Satanic Panic release, to literally the most popular song by the band. And you hear it everywhere. And it's like... And obviously I'm glad that they're getting recognition for it, and they're getting a ton of new fans, but, like... This song, it's just not representative of their sound, of their full overall sound, really, so... Maybe that's my problem with it. Enter Sandman covers, fine. I'm kind of picky when it comes to Metallica covers, so, you know, I think it is one of the better Enter Sandman covers out there. Mostly because, like, at least on the Metallica Blacklist album, you have actually a pretty decent competition with the Warnings version with Alicia Cara. And, like, and then you got, like, of course, like, Weezer's version, which, I think Enter Sandman cover is fine. Again, Imperium. Actually, I will put Imperium in C, because I feel like you can enjoy Imperium on its own. But of course, Kaiserion is really, really fun. Got to hear it live before it actually came out, so that was cool. They played it on the Pre-Imperator when they did that little co-headline tour with Volbeat. I saw them on that tour, and they played Kaiserion. And of course, it's kind of hard to judge a song that isn't out yet when you're hearing it live, but it's cool. Really good way to start the album. Spillways, again, awesome tune. The guitar solo is super duper bonkers cool in it. But that's also probably because Frederick Akison of Opeth plays the lead guitar on Impera, so, you know, I like me some prog metal, so pretty neat. Call Me a Little Sunshine, again, another A tier. It is super duper good. I really like it. Actually, you know what? We'll put Call Me a Little Sunshine up to S. It is one of my favorite songs to play on guitar. And, yeah, really awesome song. Hunter's Moon. You know, we'll throw Hunter's Moon and S tier as well. I listen to it a lot. Very much fits the Halloween vibes. Because, obviously it was released for the movie Halloween Kills. Which I thought was a decent movie, but that's not really... But I'm kind of getting off track here. Watcher in the Sky. Cool track. I really like it. I like the concept of the song, too. And, that's that. Dominion, don't really... I just don't really think of instrumental in the middle of the album is really necessary. 20s. This might be a hot take, but I think 20s is actually a pretty cool song. It's very unique sounding, especially with the vocals, but I like the almost like the rallying call kind of sound that it has to it. I think it's cool. Yeah, even if some of the lines are extremely cheesy, but I mean, Ghost is an extremely cheesy band, so like, Duh. Darkness at the Heart of My Love. I think it's B. I don't listen to it a ton anymore, but I mean, it is a good song. Griftwood, again, I think B is fair for that one. Kind of a tricky guitar riff to play, but it's cool. Bite of Passage, no. It's literally just the intro to Respite, which is a much better song, which is going in S tier. It is that good. I was glad they played it live. I think it's the coolest album closer they have. Yeah, it is. Now we got the newer stuff, and of course we got the album ranks, so we got that as well. We got See No Evil. It's fine. We'll put it in C. Jesus He Knows Me, I think, is a pretty fun cover, so we'll put it in A tier. Hanging Around, and we'll put that in C as well. Not really knowledgeable of the original. But Phantom of the Opera. This is my favorite cover they've done so far, I think. Though, of course, I think it's partly because they cover an actual metal song. Of course, the original's by Iron Maiden, if you somehow didn't know that. But, yeah. I'd love to see Ghost cover more 80s metal songs, because, I mean, they crushed Phantom of the Opera, even if Paul Di'Anno doesn't agree, which, whatever. We Don't Need Another Hero, I think that's also a fine cover. Really cool tribute to Tina Turner, because they released that song almost right before she passed away, so kind of served as a cool tribute in some ways. But yeah, we got Stay as part of the newest Insidious film. It's another solid cover. I like it. I don't listen to it all the time, but I mean, Patrick Wilson's guest vocals are cool, so that is that. The Future is a Foreign Land is also a really cool song. I think it is the best out of the Papa Now tracks. I think I feel good putting that in A. And so that is the full list of songs. So I feel good about this. I don't think there's really any need to change it. I could go in order, but how I could rank these in order, but we're already 20 minutes into this stuff, so I don't want to make this video even longer by doing that. So we'll do the individual album ranks. Opus Eponymous, I think overall, the album goes in B. If You Have Ghost EP is, I think, a solid C tier. Really, really awesome debut cover, but again, the rest of the and the fact that the last track on it is just a live version of Secular Haze. They didn't even do another cover song for it. It's kind of lame, in my opinion. Although I guess I can't really say it because I own both of their live albums. Infestissumam, I think, also gets a B tier. We'll put it in C. It is probably my least favorite. It is my least favorite Ghost album, but I still like it a lot. Meliora is S tier album. Popestar is, I think, a B tier EP. Prequel is an A tier album. Overall, really like it. 7 Inches of Satanic Panic, I think it goes in B. I think that's fair. Ampera is S tier. Even if I ranked some of the songs kind of low, but it is what it is. Phantom Mime, we'll put this in A. I think it is their best covers EP so far. But of course, we have to wait until the next album cycle to see what happens next. But yeah, I'm feeling about this. This is my Ghost ranking. I'd be curious to see what you guys' favorite Ghost songs are, if you're even a fan of the band at all. I know they're kind of controversial in some metal and rock circles, but I don't really care. I think they're a super good band, so I'll leave it at that. Anyways, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right? Peace.